Hello everyone, today we're going to be doing the day 5 recap. We had an $8 profit day, as we see here, on our small account challenge on Friday, on which what I believe to be the best stock of the week. Of course, I had a really bad day on Thursday, therefore we didn't have the funds because we have a cash account, so we have to wait 2 days for our funds to settle to reuse them again. That's why risk management is important, and Thursday was a very good lesson that I learned, and Friday I did implement the appropriate risk management. And even though I only had 400, 500 shares, I think I had at least 3, 4 positions. So I was able to space it out just by being very tight on risk management, meaning I was able to actually fluently trade liquid. Was able to trade multiple times on Friday, even though having that limitation. So on Friday, our leading gapper was MLGO. Now, any similarities to this stock is that it looks just like AVGR, which is what we had on Tuesday, which is what we had our $45 profit day. Now, what I'm noticing is that my biggest profit days, or at least the times that are most predictable, are when we have this 5-minute setup. Simple, right? We have a pre-market high, maybe. Pre-market high, whatever. We break that high. Like, I actually forget about the pre-market high. This is literally what it is. This the start of the move. We come back, it consolidates, and then it shoots up. And it could get halted because it's a low float stock. Now, this is the exact same setup that we saw in AVGR, which also was halted. And for reference, I'm actually going to pull it up in a second right after we analyze this. So, when trading this stock, what are we looking out for? How do we even get here? Number one, we have to see that we have the A plus quality stock of the day. We have a stock that's low float. It's below $10. It has volume. It has catalyst. It has news. It has sufficient range. We saw pre-market, the chart pattern looked decent. We had some movement here. Everybody was talking about it. We also have has nice relative volume. It's gapped up. It's on our scanners. This was just giving us all the indications that we needed. So of course, market opened, and it opened kind of sideways, not really giving a decision. This is when we wait, we're patient, and it shot up. Upon shooting up, the mistake that most traders make, and that I do sometimes, that I end up buying just on this front move. But if we're trading on the 1 minute, it's okay. You just you kind of analyze little 1 minute flag entries, which you could do right here. So, but that's not the main goal. The main goal is to find a 5-minute pullback, not these little 1 minute pullbacks that aren't as profitable. If you really want to trade this, well, you could see that we had this, I would say, this little area right here. Right after it opened, it kind of stayed below this 5.7 area around here. So this is a strong resistance point. So as soon as the momentum takes over, it only makes sense for this resistance point to become support, as it became right here. Left, right there. We're gonna make that a little larger so everybody can see. Right? We have that resistance becoming support, which is one of the fundamentals of momentum building, right? We like to see the fact that resistance then becomes support, and then our momentum takes off. Now, upon seeing this, we could actually establish a little pullback pattern over here, a little bull flag. We had a little bull flag here, it shot up, came back down, it consolidated sideways. It didn't sell off, so it was good. It stayed solid. The buyers were keeping that price up, and then it shot up. Now, upon seeing this, the ideal move would be to buy on that first minute candle to make a new high. So probably around 6.1 right here would have been a good ad. Here would have been a good ad. Right here would have been a good ad right before 6.2. I was late to this move, and I entered my position around 6.29, and then I bought again at 6.32. So I was buying on the way up, which isn't the best idea. Even though yes, it took off, still we have to practice those better entries. So it was a good game plan nonetheless, and I knew it was the alpha stocks, main stock of the day. So even if I get in a little higher, it's okay. But still, you want to avoid having strong drawbacks like here. So ideal entry points would be here. Here, when you verify resistance becomes support. These are 1 minute momentum patterns, one minute little pullback. So obviously, we're not going in at full size. We're going in at small sizes. We're getting in as soon as we see green, because it's a 1 minute play, right? It's a 1 minute play, so we have to get out when we have profit, because we don't know how it's gonna. It's not like a 5-minute pattern where you could accurately predict the profit targets. So I got in here and I ended up selling around 6.49, 6.4, 6.34, and 6.36. So I ended up selling one here, 6.4. So I ended up buying at 6.29 over here, and I ended up selling here. So I scalped it. I scalped it on the way up. I think I saw here that it was gonna kind of draw back, so I kind of just sold around 6.4, which was good. We took our profit. That's good. That's good. Of course, a better entry here would have been better. Seeing this little bull flag here, we could literally see that gray line as it squeezes through. You can see and took off. So that'd be a good 1 minute entry. Anyways, same thing here. We have another potential 1 minute flag where you could take some profit on a scalp. It goes here, consolidates. You would buy here at 6.5. The first 1 minute candle to make a new high would be your entry, and you would probably sell off as soon as you're in the green, because obviously this could happen, right? So my plan is this. So once the 1 minute momentum fails, so as we see here, we have the momentum, it builds, the resistance here became support here, and the resistance here did not become support here. So now the momentum is starting to break. Now, I can't exactly trust it after the momentum breaks, even though it did come, it did come back up, but at this point, this resistance here wasn't as strong. The resistance here wasn't strong support here. We didn't really have hang time. For example, like we didn't have something clear like this, right? Where we had resistance here, then the support, one touch, shoot up, or here, resistance, or it just hanged around the support from the next flag, hanged around the resistance for the previous, meaning it builds. We didn't have that over here. So it's kind of slowing down. And right after you get this 1 minute push, hopefully nobody got caught in that fake out. Right after I saw this, I'm like, okay, 1 minute is done. Around here, I was thinking to myself, all right, 1 minute, I'm not liking it. I'm not liking this right here. So after the 1 minute's over, we switched to the 5 minute. But this entire time, you have to be looking at the 5 minute, right? It's just that when I'm scalping and I'm buying those first moves up, I like to have what's going on? I like to trade on the 1 minute. I don't know what's going on here. Why is it slowing down on me? Yeah, I was getting into my analysis. What's going on? Maybe it's delayed. Okay, I'm disconnected. Okay. We're gonna have to log off real quick and then we'll get back in. So if you guys are watching this video, just skip to whatever point I'm back in for the 5 minute analysis. I think we're gonna analyze this 5 minute pattern, and then we're gonna compare it to AVGR. So our two opportunities that we had 5 trading days today, and we had 2 strong 5 minute pullback opportunities, or ABCD flag opportunities. We had 2 very good 5 minute chart patterns, which is exactly what we want. Once I see a 5 minute pattern, I can capitalize. The hard part is focusing despite all the noise. All the noise is the things that distract you. Seeing green candles from random stock, people making thousands of dollars from some random stock that just popped out of nowhere, or another stock that was on your watch list, or a lot of like the stock still going up even though you can't find a good entry, people making money. That's noise that distracts. You gotta stay focused. And now I don't know what's going on here. I'm gonna have to edit this part out, but I don't have access to Adobe Premiere anymore. Oh, forget about it. I'll be fine. So we're gonna wait for this to load up, and then we're gonna. And then we're gonna. We're gonna continue our recap. So two things you have to do is recap our MLGO play, and then we will compare it to AVGR, which was our leading gapper on Tuesday, and help this profit $45. Okay. Alright, agree to all. Agree to all, accept and proceed. Alright, back in action. Okay, so it's already updated now because I hadn't closed the program since Friday, so we don't see anything here. Why is this like that? No. Yeah, that's better. Okay. So 5 minute on MLGO. Let's recap what we got here. So 1 minute pattern was this right here that you guys just saw. Let me just replay it so you guys can see. 1 minute we were right here. We were analyzing the flag movements, everything. And we saw, like I said, we saw that we had a huge momentum break over here. And after that, you just can't trust it on here. That's what we're saying. The chart looks a little weird now. Does anybody else notice that? It's just me. The chart's looking a little weird, like the update or something. I don't know. All right, so basically that was a point here, and then it came back down here. And then as I saw here, I was understanding, okay, this looks like a pullback. So we had the stock come down, and I'm analyzing for the 1 minute high. I mean, the first 5 minute candle to make a new high. And even though this one made a new high, it wasn't as strong as I expected. So I waited around and I saw this. Okay, boom. Entry would be around 7. Now, of course, as you're analyzing this, you're going to be looking at the 1 minute chart, right? Going to be looking at the 1 minute chart to incorporate a good entry. So 5 minute chart, we see that it's coming up and it's breaking that high, right? We see that right here. Now on the 1 minute, what I'm looking at is, okay, we broke it. This is the break of the 5 minute high, came back down and consolidated. Now let's see if that 7 area, 7 whole dollar range is a good key level, can hold that support, and we could get a break upon this level. This is for a 1 minute pullback. We have like a little 1 minute bull flag right here, bull flag, pullback, ABCD. They're all essentially the same, just in different macro and micro perspectives. So draw a line here on the 1 minute. Support at 7, give or take. We're gonna remove the 5 minute most concrete entry. First counter, make a 5 minute high, of course, right there. Remove the arrow. And we see here we have a channel now. So if it breaks this channel, we're gonna go back down. If it breaks this channel, we get a retest to our previous high and break through. Of course, we have one red flag. This huge 1 minute candle in red. So it is incredibly important to buy before you hit this red line. Because if for whatever reason it does hit 7.5 and in the second it holds all the way back to 7, that's a 50-cent loss. Now, so it's very important. However, what advantage do we have? That we had a strong 5 minute pattern. This is a very strong 5 minute pattern. Comes up, consolidates, shoots back up. Classic ABCD flag momentum pattern. This is classic. I mean, it likely won't fail. So I have a lot of confidence in it. However, this is what, 1024, 1022. I bought at 1022 at 709, 1022 at 709. Okay, so I bought at 7 because I was analyzing that 5 minute break. So I have a share bought at 12 MLGO at 7.09. So at 7.09 right here, which is also on my live stream. And I sold that at 1027 on the break. So I was actually playing the 1 minute move. So I bought at 7.09 and I sold at 7.20, 7. So I sold early. Now, I think the reason I sold here was because I had already seen the sharp rejection here, so I was anticipating sharp rejection. So I did do good in taking profit. However, I failed to neglect the power of the 5-minute ABCD pad, the 5-minute ABCD pattern that we have right here. So I should have sold. Obviously, I was short on cash, but I did do it well. You know, I played the bull flag and I sold that resistance. Should have held, but we took our profit. And these are the points where I should have held because we actually do have a strong 5-minute pattern and a strong 1-minute. We have a little micro strong minute pattern here and a macro pattern here. So this is perfect because the micro pattern, which is the 1-minute, the micro chart pattern gives us a pullback on the micro, and we also have a huge pullback on the macro. So essentially, these two things are the same thing. So we see here, boom, 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 boom. Let me draw it out. We go up here, consolidate, hold that consolidation, shoot through up. Same thing here. We shoot up, we consolidate sideways, point, the buyers start buying up that dip, and then we break through on the 5-minute. Look. Just like that. Now let me remove all my drawings. Just like that. So just like that, micro move, macro move. Combine them both, even better. Macro helps us understand that this is the stuff, like the macro is what we're looking for. We find it on the 5-minute, okay, this is what we're looking for. This is the ideal setup that I will be trading throughout this small account challenge right here. And if we can find a little chart pattern micro on the entry point to get in, we combine them both, the same pattern, just in different perspectives, boom, that's how we do it. So I sold early, of course, and it shot up and it got halted. It got halted because there was so much volume that they halted. Resumes and go. So that's the game plan. This is the type of setup that we're looking for, and yeah, that's the idea. So now let's compare it to AVGR. So we're gonna have it here. I'm gonna unlink this. I'm gonna go to AVGR and I'm gonna look at the 5-minute, and we are going to go a couple of days back to Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. Is it here? No. Is it here? Here it is. So the patterns are essentially the same. Well, not the same now. Now it does look a little different. But it has one key component, 2 key components actually. They both established a high of day. Okay, so no, they're actually the same. This is just this right here. Oh, so this would be more of a bull flag. Then this is more of an ABCD. Interesting. Bull flag, strong move up first, consolidates, then pushes back up. ABCD, we start off with momentum, we slow down, we come back, and then push up. So this bull flag just had a stronger high of day at the beginning earlier, while the ABCD just kind of took more time to flesh itself out. ABCDs are obviously much more predictable. So, but it still has the same components, right? We had a descending consolidation of the highs, and then ascending support here. We had a first candle to make a 5-minute high right here. That would be your entry around here. We had a high of day right here, and it ended up shooting up. Same thing, we had a high of day right here. We had a first candle to make a 5-minute high, this green candle, just like this green candle over here. They both shot up with momentum. They both got halted. And then, yeah. They both got halted and then ended up crashing down. So, that's a pattern. Let the momentum come up, let it crash down, let it consolidate. Upon the consolidation, we enter on the first candle to make a 5-minute high, and we sell off at $0.50. $0.50, 25-cent marks, whatever profit targets we have due to intraday levels. So that is now that I've analyzed that pattern, that's the game plan that I'm going to withhold for this upcoming week. Patience and wait for those steps. We're going to go red, back to 1 minute. All right, well, I think we're done here. That was my recap. Hope you all enjoyed that. We'll be seeing you tomorrow. You guys have a good evening.